Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me. I'd like to start off with a short video, and then I'll give my presentation. So if we could roll the video. It's great to go to a live venue, but there are negatives. You have to get up, go to the bathroom, and there's a long line. Or you go up to get food, and there's a huge line, and you miss the most exciting play of the game. The smartphone has changed everything in a consumer's life. It's the center of their life. Yet when they come to a live venue event, it becomes a worthless brick in their pocket. And that's because venue operators have yet to bring the bandwidth to the phone, and they haven't linked the services you want to use during the game to that phone. So we're changing that. We're trying to do two things at VenueNext. Bring the fan a better experience when they're at a live venue, and secondly, help the live venue operator improve their business. Stadiums have systems that exist today, but they're isolated. They don't know anything about each other. So what we've done is we've built a platform where we've integrated all the systems of the stadium, whether that's food and beverage or access. And when the fan comes and downloads the app, we seamlessly integrate all those into one experience so that the fan sees every service the stadium has to offer.
The smartest venue for us is one that's customized, and it's a customizable experience for each individual fan.
What I love about the app is that I can watch instant replays and never miss a second of the game.
You can order your food, they'll come and deliver it for you, and that's the best.
And what VenueNext has allowed us to do is capture all the data from the fans walking into our buildings. So whether it's parking, whether it's food and beverage, whether it's tickets, whether it's replays, it allows us to really give people an experience that they want.
Having real-time data, for example, as cars are coming into the parking lot is just fantastic for us. You know, we have 250 spaces left and it's 10 o'clock in the morning. We can then target customers and provide those customers with options of which lot that they'd like to park in, and then the specific directions on how to get to that lot.
The key is we use data and control to improve the experience for both the venue operator and the fan during the event. And then with our analytics platform, the venue operator can look for trends that happen over time.
What the VenueNext platform allows us to do is it drives incremental revenue for the team, both in the ticket world, knowing that you know exactly who's into your building so you can use that data throughout the course of the year. It's within the food and beverage opportunities, because if all of your fans are able to order food and beverage and you know what inventory you need, you can really streamline your operation. So it's both revenue and it's cost savings. And from an infrastructure perspective, this is where the future of sports is headed.
Now is the time, and we're not just talking about sporting events. Any place where people are gathering at a live venue, whether that's a concert, whether that's a conference at a hotel, we intend to have our platform there and our solutions there. Thank you. So as I said in the video, we've got two goals at VenueNext. One, improve the fan experience through the smartphone, through integration of the systems in the venue, and through great networking that now venues are starting to put in. When I first did this video, there were very few venues you could go to where your smartphone would work very well. That's rapidly changing. The second is to improve the business of the venue by giving that venue operational control, a way to talk directly to a fan in a personalized way. And I'll try to explain a few of those. If we think about what we're trying to do for the guest, one, we're trying to give them a personalized experience. We want them to know when they're in the venue that we know who they are, and we're going to ease the friction of going to a live event. When the San Francisco 49ers called me to form VenueNext and build this, they knew they wanted to be technologically advanced because they were in Silicon Valley. But the second one is that staying home on the couch is a pretty nice place to watch a sporting event. People explain it to you, the food's cheap, there's never a line to the bathroom. But yet, of course, going to a live experience is great. Could we use technology, the smartphone, to basically remove the friction points that happen when you go to an event? Help you find your way around, deliver you food right to your seat so that you could have a much more enjoyable experience in the live venue. And then finally, and I'll talk about this later with something we've done with the Orlando Magic, can we help the fan with the investment in time and money of going to that live venue, kind of choose how to use that investment during the event? As it relates to the operator or the team, whoever is our customer, the first and foremost thing is who's in the venue. Paper tickets are a great anonymizer. If you have a paper ticket, I buy it, the ticketing system says I'm the fan. You think that's scanned in, but I gave it to my friend and he walked in. So you really have no idea who's in your building. And so by moving to the phone, by getting mobile ticketing on the phone, now we know exactly who's in the stadium. We want to give preferential treatment to your best fans. So season ticket holders, for instance, at our venues, will get 10% off on everything they buy. They'll earn rewards for getting to the game early, that sort of thing. And then finally, through the use of data, we can segment the audience, and therefore we can give them customized experiences that suit them. And we make sure we don't give a season ticket holder an offer to come to the next game at a reduced price. They're a season ticket holder. At the same time, that out-of-towner who we've never seen before and is visiting based on their address, we want to get them to the venue very shortly or else they'll be gone. Those are some examples. So how do we do this? Most importantly, we connect all these systems in the venue that were never intended to be connected together, from ticketing to access to point of sale for food and beverage and merchandise to security systems. And we do that on the back end. And the reason there is over time, with our app, you download it for free, you can get wayfinding, you can watch replays, you're anonymous to that point. But somewhere along the line, you'll want to use your mobile ticket, you'll log into your ticketing account, or you'll buy a hot dog and a beer and you'll give us your credit card. So over time, we're basically building a user profile of who's in the venue. The 49ers used to know about 17,000 season ticket holders. That's who they marketed to, and they thought that's who was in the building. Now after 3 seasons, they know about 500,000 people who have come to a game. They know how many games they've come to, and they know all information about when they arrived, how they arrived, what videos did they watch while they were there. Then what we do for a venue operator is we'll build you an app for your venue, or if you already have an app, we can give you SDKs, meaning little pieces of our platform that you can put into your app. We have something called Wisdom, which are real-time dashboards. You can look in real time and see exactly how many cars are in the parking lot, how full it is. You can look into a concession stand if you're the concessionaire and see how many mobile orders are on their way to the stand, how many are being prepared in the kitchen, how many are out for delivery, how well is that stand delivering? So you can set the expectation of the fan when they order a hot dog and beer, how long will it take for them to get it? We have a system called Canopy, which lets you then, based on that data, affect the ecosystem. So concessionaires, they'll always say they never run out of food, but they always do. So partway in the game, one of the stands starts to run low on hot dogs. In our Canopy system, they just move hot dogs in the menu from green to yellow. And we remove the hot dogs from all the phones menus, as well as we run the behind the system, the digital signage, and we'll remove hot dogs from that while they're low on hot dogs. If you've already ordered one, you can still come get it, but we're trying to kill demand because they just don't have enough hot dogs. On the other hand, if they drop all the hot dogs, and now there's 20 people who are on their way, they can just move those hot dogs from green to red, and we'll send those people in-app notifications saying, I'm sorry, we're completely out of hot dogs, we've removed them from your order, please order something else. So when it comes to the app, we kind of think of it as the remote control for the fan while they're in the venue. And again, we try to keep it very practical and simple. The key here is you have to get adoption. At Levi's Stadium, on a given Sunday, we get 30% of the fans to use the app. At Amway Center with the Orlando Magic, it's more like 37%. I'll show you for the Super Bowl, when it was at Levi's Stadium, we got 46% of the people to use the app. That's crucial because no usage means we wasted our time and you get no data. And the key to that is one place for everything. Keep it simple. It's about getting there, getting in, getting around, eating, enjoying the game in some other way, and getting home. The real-time data here, we basically have 15 or 16 dashboards. The idea is that the people that operate the venue, let's say you're in the parking department, or you're the ticketing department, or you're a concessionaire, you get to see real-time dashboards of exactly what's happening in your area so you can make real-time decisions. And then you'll use our canopy system to affect the ecosystem to improve it that day. We've also built an entry system called Kezar. It was the first 49ers stadium in San Francisco. And this is used, this scans paper tickets, it scans mobile phones, it has Bluetooth, it has NFC. And it really turns, what we want to do is make guests feel welcome again. So rather than having ticket scanners where it's a toll taker, they self-scan in. This thing turns green if you got a good ticket, red if you got a bad ticket, flashing red if we've put you on the no-fly list and security should grab you, blue if you're a VIP. And the VIP is a very nice thing. We'll use that, for instance, the Orlando Magic use it when they detect that a season ticket holder is in, it's possible they won't renew. Based on their data, they can kind of detect that. They'll turn their seat to be a VIP seat. When they walk in and it turns blue, someone from guest services comes up and just talks to them and finds out, how's it going? How's your experience with the Magic? And tries to do a service recovery right there. Or Levi's, when there's a college football game and they don't sell out, they'd like to move everybody from the upper bowl down so they don't have to open concession stands. It looks better on television, and you don't want fans lonely up in the upper deck. We mark all those as VIP. When they come in, they turn blue. Someone walks up, says, hey, I've got some better tickets for you tonight. Move closer to the field. So that's something you can do when you think about it this way. But most importantly, we're using it to know exactly who's in the stadium. Since we launched at Levi's in 2014, we've been out in the market. And these are some of our customers, some won't let us tell you about yet until we launch for their season. But we went after kind of the top brands. We have customers in the NFL, in the NBA, in the NHL. We have horse racing. We've done the Kentucky Derby. We'll do Belmont Stakes this year. We're, hockey with SAP Center and the Boston Bruins. So I just wanted to show you some stats that when we had the Super Bowl at Levi's, a little more than a year ago now, it wasn't in Atlanta, or in the one that was just held in Houston. We had tremendous adoption of mobile. We were a little worried because the NFL likes their brand, so they didn't want us to use the Levi's Stadium app that day. So we built a special version of the Levi's Stadium app, just called the Super Bowl app. Through pretty powerful marketing by the NFL, we got 46% of the people to use the app that day. It's the highest we've ever had. It's the first time we ever did the express pickup of merchandise. That was so popular, we ran out of merchandise before the game began. A couple other stats that are interesting, like we spent a lot of time on video and live video replays, but some of the boards these days are so good, and the one at Levi's is so good, that not as many people watch those on their phone as we thought. They just turn and watch them on the big board. But at the Super Bowl, the one thing you can't see are the commercials. So, of course, we showed as soon as the commercials aired on television, you could watch them in your app if you're at the Super Bowl. And that day, we got a huge jump in video usage. Wayfinding was really important that day because most people that come to Super Bowl have never been to Levi's Stadium before. So it's a very successful day, and the NFL got all that data about all those people that come to the Super Bowl. The 49ers in their first season have gone public and said that it's been worth $2 million. One of the issues you have if you have a stadium is this putting in this Wi-Fi, great Wi-Fi network, and all this bandwidth is expensive. How can I monetize it? How can I pay off that investment? And our answer would be put our platform on top of it and monetize your fans. So that $2 million is a combination of sponsorship that goes off of the wall and goes into the app. It's a combination of being able to go to mobile ticketing where you don't have to design, print, and ship tickets. It goes to just checking parking. Many venues don't really check parking passes. We check them with barcodes. We found at the first game, 10% of the parking was fraudulent. It was really season ticket holders who copy their parking pass, give them to their friends. We went to the underlying barcode, sent them a little nice email saying, you should check to make sure your parking pass aren't being abused. The next game it was down to 1%. That's $125,000 of parking revenue they were losing per game. When it comes to food and beverage, your per caps go up. It's more convenient to order in your seat. You tend to order more. So this is a platform that really can give you an immediate return. I want to just talk a little about the Orlando Magic and how they're redefining really the season ticket. So if you think about the NBA, there's 41 home games. I want to be a season ticket holder, but not many people can go to 41 games unless you're a real fanatic fan without a job, I think. So you're going to go to a dozen games. So you kind of feel like you just overpaid by a factor of 4 for the games you're going to go to. And now you're burdened with 30 games that you have to get rid of. Maybe you sell them on the secondary market. Maybe you give them away. Or worst case, they end up in your drawer at the end of the season and you go, oh, did I waste a lot of money? What we do with the Magic through our partnership with Ticketmaster and with a company called Experience, fans can return their season ticket right up until game time for any game throughout the season. We give them full cash credit back of what that ticket was allocated as part of their season ticket pass in something we call Magic Money. You don't have to convert it. $1 is $1. And you can use that for any service in the venue. You can buy beers with that. You can buy food with that. You can buy parking with that. You can buy better seats and upgrade your seats. So many fans will get season tickets up a little higher. They'll give back 30 of their games, and they use it all for just moving closer for the 10 games that they go to get their value. But what it does is it puts them in control of their experience, and the customer satisfaction ratings at the Magic for season ticket holders is sky high now, and their renewal rates are much higher, and that's kind of the core of the revenue business at a venue. They, in their first season, would say it was worth $1.5 million. $1 million of that was basically they got to sell those tickets twice. So they sold the ticket once to the season ticket holder. They had to give them credit and give them services for that, so there wasn't without cost. But then they could sell that ticket again to another fan and make sure that the seats were full instead of empty when season ticket holders leave the tickets in the drawer and don't show up. They also did $500,000 in sponsorship revenue. Even things like SunPass, who does the toll in Florida, the toll pass that you put in your car, they sponsored the express pickup lines for $100,000 a year and got to put their signage up and be in the app. So that's another example of monetizing your fan base. Oops, I think somehow that was my last slide. I don't know how that other slide ended up there, but thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed my talk.